What is up, everybody? Welcome to my first race review on this channel. We are going to try and do a lot of race reviews. I'm gonna try and actually review every single race that we have in the NASCAR Cup Series season this 2026. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to cover the Daytona 500, but we're gonna cover it today. We're gonna cover the Atlanta race that just happened. It was a lot. It was a chaotic race. It was definitely one of those races where you're sitting down, where you're definitely, watching real close and watching every single driver and the moves that they're making, and it was just a fun race to watch. What I did not like was Bubba Wallace's fucking move at the end of the fucking race. All right, we're gonna just dive straight into it. All right, Bubba Wallace is leading with 2 laps to go at the end of the race. He has Tyler Reddick behind him, which is his teammate. He has Chase Briscoe, which is behind Reddick. That's in the inside lane. In the outside lane is Hocevar and Chastain. Bubba gets a good restart, and Reddick is pushing him, I believe, into turn 1, if I'm looking at the replay here. So yeah, Bubba was getting pushed by Reddick was getting pushed by Chase Briscoe, Hocevar was getting pushed by Chastain. As they come off of turn 2, I see Bubba Wallace leading. In my head, in that second, I think Bubba Wallace is going to stay low. He's going to get it pushed by his teammate, and his teammate is going to push him to the white flag and potentially to the win. At that exact same moment, I see Bubba Wallace just drift up high. And I see in that moment that he didn't do a good job at drifting high. He overshot it, and Hocevar goes middle. Leaves Bubba out to dry. In that moment, I'm like that meme that's like,
over yo.
Bro, because it's so fucking frustrating. As the biggest Bubba Wallace fan, and I said it on Twitter, I'm gonna show you right here on the screen. I said it on Twitter. As the biggest Bubba Wallace fan, I've always defended him. I always defended his moves. I even tried to defend him at Vegas when he wrecked Larson, which was fucking kind of a shitty deal. But, I even said, you know what? Shit happens. I'm not gonna say over and over and over again, but there has been so many times where Bubba Wallace could have won the race. He could have won multiple races if not for a stupid move that was made by him on actually coming to the white flag. In that moment, if I'm a race car driver, right? I'm not a race car driver, so don't come on here and start, Bubba Wallace made his move. He made it for a reason, right? Me as a fan, like I'm watching at home, right? I'm looking at the screen, and in my head, I'm like, but why didn't Bubba stay with his 2 teammates? He has a 2311 teammate behind him and a Toyota teammate behind that 2311 teammate. Why did Bubba just decide to slide high? He threw the bag away. He threw the wing away. He just threw it away. He choked. I am the biggest Bubba Wallace fan that you can find anywhere, right? That was a stupid move. He threw the win away. It's so frustrating seeing him do so good the entire race, seeing him compete for stage 1, compete for stage 2, and actually win it. And then when it actually matters, it's like he chokes, and that's what happens with Bubba sometimes. He's doing so good, and then he just chokes. Like, what did you think Hocevar was gonna do? Hocevar was not gonna push you at all. Hocevar was either gonna shoot high or shoot low, move you out the way, get you out his way, but he was not gonna let you get in front of him. I don't know why Bubba Wallace decided that was a good idea. I don't know why he decided that leaving his teammate was a good idea. I don't understand why. Tyler Reddick ends up winning for 2311, which I'm okay with, because at least a Toyota won this race. At least Bubba's teammate won this race. But it's still disappointing as a Bubba fan to see him just throw wins away like this. It is so frustrating to see him do so good in a race, like be in contention, be in the talks of winning this race, of finishing top 5 or fighting for the win. You know, I was gonna say fighting for a playoff spot, but that's no more. Playoffs are out of here, right? But it's all about points. I'm looking at it right now. Bubba Wallace shoots so high, almost close to the fucking wall. Hocevar just goes middle, leaves Bubba, and then now Bubba is in the outside 3 wide with no help, with Daniel Suarez lifting. I mean, you can't make this shit up. I'm not a race car driver, but it's like, bro, why are you leaving your teammate? Wallace threw that win away. You know, at least he's in a good points position heading into Coda. I don't expect much from him at Coda, but it's just so frustrating seeing him just throw away a win like that. Coming to the white flag, you should not be leaving the guy that wants to push you, that wants to help you more than anybody else on the field, and you just leave him because you want to block a run that ended up costing you the win. That was my rant on the finish. Congrats to Tyler Reddick. I'm looking at here at the finish. I'm pretty sure Reddick obviously won, Briscoe second, Chastain third, Shane Van Gisbergen. I mean, I'm actually impressed that he's doing good. He was in contention last week, you know, for a top 10. Didn't he finish top 10 like last week at the Daytona 500? This motherfucker was literally sliding down the front straightaway, and he comes back to finish 6th. Can you believe that? That is actually insane. 38th of St. Smith, finishing 7th. Good for him. He was in contention last week for the Daytona 500 as well. He's just fucking, I don't know, he just saw everybody go past him. They didn't make a move. Bubba Wallace finishes 8th. Should have been 7 positions better. Threw a win away, but still comes home with a top 10. Very disappointing. Finish 8th. And if it was any other driver, you would be like, fucking good day, bro. Fucking amazing day. You just did that, bro. Threw a fucking win away. Shittiest day, bro. I'm sorry. Biggest Bubba Wallace fan. I feel bad. I gotta talk the truth. Fucking choked through the win away. 60, Ryan Preece. Great showing of speed. Top 10, Ryan Blaney. The Penske's, they were fucking weird today. They were like in the front fighting for the lead, but then they would like, for some reason, just fucking fall and then be in traffic. I never saw Blaney. You know, I did see him, but that was like around stage 2 when it started, when it was gonna finish. I don't remember. That's how Team Penske was today. I can't even remember a memorable moment. I can remember though, Austin Cindric. I'm pretty sure he drove his way from. I'm pretty sure he drove from 30th to 1st. So when stage 1, right? That shit was. I'm talking like there's somebody over here fucking like fat checking me. There's fucking nobody here. But yeah, so that was pretty cool. That was actually a good showing of speed. That's what Penske can do. But Chase Elliott was in contention today. He was okay. I would actually say he was okay. He wasn't like crazy or nothing, you know, like, oh, Chase Elliott. Nah, he wasn't like that. It was just Chase Elliott. AJ Allmendinger, actually, I did see him a couple of times, but you know, good for him. Top 12. That's a really good finish for that Qualic team. We got Denny Hamlin, finished 13th. Didn't really hear anything much from Denny Hamlin today. I mean, he was up there competing, and then didn't he get walled or something happened to him? And then yeah, just, oh no, he got wrecked by Logano, right? Pretty sure he got wrecked by Logano. Logano got loose, then touched Hamlin. Hamlin touched the wall and then wrecked like in front of Reddick. Reddick fucking, bro, Reddick won with a fender missing. That's fucking insane. I seen that fender just flying up in the sky, bro. Shit was crazy. Chris Buescher, did see him. Again, RFK today. You would expect them to compete in these type of tracks, in these type of races. they didn't really see much from them other than Brad just in the mix, you know. Chris Buescher was there. Priest, I don't remember hearing from him. That's why I'm like actually surprised that he finished 9th. Brad Keselowski in 17th. I would actually feel like that's a pretty disappointing finish for Brad Keselowski, because like I said, he was in the mix. I didn't actually think that he was, you know, gonna compete for a win, but he was there. RFK today was just there, you know. They weren't just like Team Penske. Team Penske was there. I mean, look at where Joey Logano finished. Joey Logano finished 20. I mean, whoa. Joey Logano finished 18th. You know, Nemechek goes 19th, and to round out the top 20, Michael McDowell finishes 20th. Again, I would have expected hearing, you know, the usual people that you would hear at these super speedway tracks, because Atlanta runs like a super speedway, but it's actually a mile and a half, so that's anyways, you would hear RFK, Team Penske. You saw them today, you saw them in the mix, you saw them there fighting for points, but at the end, when it actually mattered, you didn't see them. So I don't know, a little concerning. Daytona was kind of like the same thing. The Daytona 500 was kind of the same thing. They were there, but they weren't really there. It's like, you know, you guys are just there fucking collecting money. Christopher Bell, I am actually surprised that this motherfucker did not get a DNF with that damaged ass car. He hit the fucking outside wall a ton, and then he somehow finished the race. But in my opinion, and this is my opinion, if you have another opinion, drop it down in the comments below. I want to hear what you guys have to say about this. Carson Hocevar, like I said on Twitter as well, I'm gonna put it up in the screen. I said something along the lines where I like Carson Hocevar as a person, his personality. He's super cool. I mean, buying cars off track, off of Facebook Marketplace, buying the Casey King car, buying the Dale truck, like, he is such a cool person, has an amazing personality, and that's what you need in NASCAR. And you also need him to be aggressive. You need him to, you know, show that personality on track as well. Where I feel like Carson crosses a line is in situations like this. We're going down to overtime. You got to make it to the white flag first, right? You got to make it to the first turn first. Put a replay up in the screen and give credit to NASCAR here. Carson Hocevar saw a hole that was there for about a second, and it closed right up, and it was the middle between Bubba Wallace and Christopher Bell. Hocevar just shoots middle, ends up getting into Christopher Bell, which then gets him sideways into Bubba Wallace, into the outside wall, and just wrecks Christopher Bell. In my opinion, you know, Carson Hocevar is aggressive. I like his driving style. I can relate a lot to his driving style. I do a lot of iRacing, and I can relate to his driving style also in my karting league. I can relate to his driving style. Aggressive. You want to get every position, every point, and then you fuck up, and then you keep going even harder, and then you end up finishing, you know, at a good spot. But then there's times where I feel like Carson Hocevar just oversteps that aggressive line, you know. In my opinion, you can be aggressive as you want on the racetrack, right? But there's a certain line, and I feel like Carson Hocevar crossed that line. In my opinion, he just flat out wrecked the 20. That's just my opinion. If you have another opinion, I want to hear it. I want to hear it in the comments below. I know a lot of people have a lot of different opinions about Hocevar. A lot of people love him, a lot of people hate him, a lot of people are in the middle. A lot of people see this as him being too aggressive, as him overstepping his line and, you know, wrecking somebody. And, you know, I saw his post-race interview. He didn't really mention anything about it. In my opinion, it felt like, yeah, whatever, wrecked 20 on to next week, you know. That's where I have a problem. That's where I feel like, all right, like, I appreciate your driving style, but now you're wrecking people, and it's like, whatever. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like he flat out wrecked the 20. The 20 has, you know, all the right to be mad at him. He just got taken out. Hocevar went for a hole that was not there. It was there for 1 second, and then it closed. In those moments, you have to be patient, and that's, you know, especially in the Cup Series where it's such a high level of competition, you have to be patient in what you do, in the moves you make, when you make them. I just feel like Hocevar got impatient, overstepped that line, and wrecked 20, you know. And I feel like that's a constant story that we're hearing from Carson Hocevar. Overstepping that aggressive line, fucking up, wrecking somebody, and yeah, now you have a new rival on the track. I mean, I don't know what you gained from it. You didn't win, you just wrecked somebody, you know. I don't know. I just feel like maybe we need to let these drivers get punched without fucking 50 officials getting involved the second that somebody swings. I'm not saying Hocevar deserves to be punched, all right? But I'm just saying somebody needs to do something. I don't know. I just feel like he's too aggressive sometimes, and he just flat out wrecked the 20. I just don't think that's okay, especially in the Cup Series. If you have another opinion, drop it down in the comments. I want to hear what you guys have to say. But other than that, man, that was an amazing race. That was a fantastic race. Absolutely one of the best races at Atlanta I've seen since the last Atlanta race that we had. So that's how good Atlanta is. Really, really good racing. Handling mattered. It was very windy today. Guys were fucking getting big runs and then shooting low, and then just, it was amazing racing. The stage 2 finish, peak racing. That meme, absolute cinema. That was a stage 2 finish with Bubba Wallace and William Byron there. Yeah, so some notables that actually ended up being out of this race. Austin Cindric, after having a good stage 1 and a good run, ends up getting wrecked. That was a pretty good race. I loved it. I enjoyed it. What would I give it? A 1 out of 5. I would honestly give this race a 4 out of 5, right? Because of the cautions. How I actually feel like, I honestly feel like they were wrecking a little too much. The motherfuckers, you know, relax, right? Cautions breed cautious, but like, relax, right? I just feel like there was too many cautions. Slow the pace down of the race. And yeah, I would give it a 4 out of 5. It was a pretty entertaining race. It was a long ass race. I'm looking at it right here, 3.5 hours. But I enjoyed every single second of that. And yeah, hopefully Bubba has a good showing at Coda. Hopefully 23XI bring their best stuff. Happy for 23XI, 2 wins in a row. That is actually pretty cool. Michael Jordan being there, getting 2 wins in a row. But yeah, that's all I have to say today. I hope you guys enjoyed my little rant of the finish and my race review. If you guys enjoyed this, please let me know in I was about to say description, my dumbass. If you guys enjoyed this, please let me know in the comments down below. Let me know what you guys think about Hocevar's move, about his aggressiveness. If he is stepping over that line, let me know if you guys want another race review. Let me know if you guys enjoy this. I will see you guys next week.